Good morning. It's me, Carrie, again. I wanted to do this extra little lesson just for fun, mostly because I wanted to get myself to sit down and do something. I've been doing a lot of finger painting lately and wasting time. And yeah, anyhow. So we're going to talk about mandalas today. First off, I wanted to mention I learned initially how to draw a mandala from Guadalupe Cabal. Guadalupe, C-A-B-A-L, and I became friends with her on Facebook, and she teaches really amazing mandalas that are totally geometric, in that they have certain angles and just amazing detail. I love to do mandalas like that, but I also like to do ones that are a little bit quicker. So let me show you my range of things here on my table that I plan on using, and we'll see. Sorry about the darkness of the video. It's not very sunshiny today here, and I can't seem to get a decent light. So I hope this works for you. Let's see. I don't want the light thing to be in the way here. So let's see. I am starting with, well, let's start with this thing. It's obviously to make circles. This brand happens to be Helix, and it goes from the 2 1/4 circle clear down to this baby circle right here, which I've never used. Maybe we'll use that today for fun. Anyhow, I have my standard cheap old pencil here, mechanical pencil, clear point, sorry. Doesn't even say who makes it. Anyways, I'm using the 0.5 lead, my grungy eraser. It says Prismacolor on it, I guess. And then for small erasing, the Tombow Mono Zero. It's got a cool rectangular eraser. And then an assortment of rulers. I finally got this big straight edge ruler, which it's kind of bulky. My husband got it for me like at a what are those places called? A hardware store. And like I said, it's heavy, but I like that I can get a perfect square here. And then I have my giant Westcott stainless steel bendy one, which I like too because it makes nice long straight lines. Well, all rulers make straight lines, I guess, if you use them right. And then an old-fashioned wood one. Oh, and kind of the most important part, this is a compass. For those of you who have taken geometry classes, you've probably used these before. I've bought probably 10 of them because I can never find one that I really like. This one I got from one of those Chinese websites that comes up, you know, on the side of your Facebook page, that like Banggood is one and cheap something or other. I thought, I'm gonna order it. It was like 99 cents or something, and it took like 4 months to get here. But it's the best compass ever. It does not have, it does not have, like, you know, some of them have things on them saying how big your circle is and stuff. This one does not. It comes with a little packet of lead, which I haven't had to replace that yet. It's like totally sturdy lead. I don't know what this is. Oh, another pointy thing. Ha. In case I wear mine down, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, now can I get the lead back on? Woo, there. Okay, so let's get started. I am using just a plain old piece of watercolor paper. I use at least 140 pound weight. I wish I weighed 140 pounds. And I tend to use the Canon, is it Canon or Canson? Canson. Just this pad, because it's super inexpensive, yet it's decent quality. It's cold pressed, which at this, for doing what we're doing today, I really don't care what you know, if it's smooth or bumpy or what. Oh, Now my plan, I'm going by the seat of my pants here today. I didn't make a lesson plan because I wanted to do a lesson quick so we could get it on to the Thing About Love class. My intent here is to use watercolor to color this when I'm done. And I don't know, last time I told y'all I have no monetary affiliation with Jane Davenport. She's a friend. I don't get her products for free. I don't get paid to sell them, but go to Michael's and get them. They're awesome. This is the neutral palette. Ta-da! Okay, and I intend to use some of this. I don't know if I'll use all of it or not. This is the Brights palette. Oh, pretty. Now this is a palette that I made myself. Excuse me. I have allergies and they're killing me. Oh, this morning I found a turtle in the front yard. I've never had a turtle in my front yard. It's like 2 inches long. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Anyways, distraction. It's my ADHD here. This palette I got on one of those Chinese websites again. You guys gotta try them. They're awesome. It took about 3 months to get here, but it was like $5. And I filled it myself with, ta-da! It looks pretty gross, I know. But they're all my favorite, excuse me, Daniel Smith watercolors, which those and Jane's are to die for. The Daniel Smith ones, oh my gosh. Especially like these metallic-y ones. I don't even know what they're called anymore. Oh, Daniel Smith Duo Oceanic. Amazing. This is my second favorite, Daniel Smith Gold. And then my actually first favorite is this purple. And it looks pretty unassuming, doesn't it? It's called Moonglow. If you use it sparingly, like not glob it on. Now this is a quote from Jane because I asked her what purple to buy and she said, when you use it right, it looks like a bruise. And I was like, that doesn't sound very appealing. But you know how in a bruise starts to fade a little and it gets that greenish purple? It's actually quite beautiful. I mean, well, you may want to ignore all of that. This purple's awesome. It has a little bit of bluish, greenish vibe in there sometimes if you get it just right. Anyways, it's great. And just for your information, I just used tape magnet and it sticks enough that they don't tip when I tip it like this. But as you can tell by this action here, I have dropped it before and I don't know if any magnet's gonna hold those suckers in at that point. Of course, they bust it all up, but I can get them wet and still use them just the same. This color right here is not a Daniel Smith color, and look at it. It won't stay together for anything. The Daniel Smith Amazeballs. This color right here, I'm betting that I'll use because it's the prettiest color ever. It's called Opera Pink. And, okay, that's enough talking. I need to do something here. Okay, so my paper is, maybe we'll get a visit from my kitties, Ninja and CJ today. The dog had to go to puppy daycare so that I could get something done. My house looks like a tornado hit it, and I cannot do anything with that dog here because he chases the vacuum. He eats the pile of stuff that I sweep up to put in the garbage. Oh my gosh, he's a maniac. He's like 50 pounds of dumb as a rock. I love him though. Back to this. My page is 9 inches this way, 12 inches this way, and you need to start with a square. So obviously we're gonna have to make it 9 by 9. You can make it smaller, you can make it tiny small if you want, but the bigger the better to start with, I think. Excuse that dinging, it's something on my Facebook and I don't know how to turn it off. So, okay, so I'm gonna measure 9 inches this direction just to get my square. You can cut this off if you want. I kind of like to leave it because then I have a place to try out my colors right on the paper. Obviously I cut it off when I'm done. I've never like sold one of these mandalas. cat hair everywhere. But I do them quite often just as a relaxation kind of thing, because it's pretty awesome. Then you need to find the center of your square. Now you could just mark here. I'm gonna mark the whole way because I want these lines on here for later when I do some free circles with my circle palette or my circle template. So I'm gonna mark it an X. Oh man, you can't really even see that very well. I'm sorry. I'll try and make my marks darker. Cross the center. Cross the center again. Now at this point you need to decide if 8 sections are enough for you. If they're not, you can double that by putting a line in between every, you know, like you could go like this and do that the whole way around. I'm going to do that just because I want them there in case I decide to do that. If I decide not to do it, then I can just erase them. And these are kind of approximate. That's not so good. I can tell just by looking, that one's not in the center. And if you have taken a class with me before, you know I erase like a professional eraser. I should get paid for erasing. Then I'd make some money. That looks good enough. And you do have to be, oh, sorry. You do have to be concentric, is that a word? You'll find out also that I make up words if I don't know. You have to, whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other side, or you are not getting, a mandala technically is the same all the way around. If you put a circle here, you need a circle here. If you put a square here, you need a square here. Triangle, triangle, blah, 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 all the way around. So I can't leave it like this. I have to split these in half also, or I'm not gonna get a true mandala. Maybe it'll be a pretty drawing, but it's not gonna be what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, that's good enough of you. Can you see that? Oh, this one, I kind of lost this line here. Woo! I did not draw straight lines. And obviously I don't work for Chick-fil-A either, but oh my gosh, they have watermelon mint lemonade. Yum! Okay, so we'll use the, what is this, compass, to make my initial circle. You put the point in the middle. Now this is the part that I took the lesson from Guadalupe and learned the, you know, the main way to lay it out. Then after that, it's really up to you. This first circle, I'm just gonna do a random size. I mean, it's totally up to you. Working with the compass takes some getting used to. It's not, you just gotta be careful. You gotta put a lot of pressure on that point. Now I'm gonna put a circle as far as my compass will go, just for fun. I'm gonna erase part of it probably. It makes a nice frame for your mandala. Now, if we were going the route that Guad does, at this point, she'll find a spot and make a circle, fancy. It's amazing how it comes together. I don't have the patience to do that right this minute because I just don't. I do like to have a very small circle in the center to start with. So I'm just randomly choosing this one. Can you see that? Probably not, huh? Let's see if we can scoot it in. Whoop! Woo! There we go. Now, there's little tick marks on each side of this, so I can line it up here so that I know it's right in the center. It doesn't look very centered, does it? It says it is though. So I'm gonna make that as my inner circle. Now, let's go out a little bit. Oh, I'll probably forget to put it back. Wondering if I should tape this down. No, I'm not going to right now. Okay, so the idea is, well, there isn't an idea. You can go onto Pinterest, even Google Images has them, and if you type in draw mandala, paint mandala, just mandala ideas, you can get kind of a vibe of what you're going for. If you want it all to be circular things, you can get your straight edge or your ruler in here and start doing some straight lines, like connect from here to here. But don't forget, if you do that, then you need to do it over on this other side. I gotta go out a little bit more. Okay. You make a line from here to here, you've got to do the exact same thing on the other side, and you have to. There's no getting around it. If you don't, you're gonna mess up your mandala. And I see a wonky line here, so I gotta fix it. And I'm telling you, math was the bane of my existence. All the angles and the formulas, and it almost killed me. But you do have to remember that these things are mathematically, I don't know if that's better, we'll see, are mathematically themed. I mean, they're ancient. Almost all civilizations had some sort of geometric symbol that they used. I don't know if it's like yin and yang, you know, where if one side does it, the other side does it. Good, bad, you know, evil, right, whatever. I got a spot. It comes down to that. This one, like I said, is going to be a little bit looser because I'm not going to measure I'm not going to do every single circle with my compass. I could, I just don't want to today. So I'm going to just use my circle template, I think. So if I put a circle this big somewhere, I need to put it on the opposite side somewhere. That's a little bit big. So I'm going to put this size of circle on all 4 sides of the center line. Now, once you get going with this, you're gonna start overlapping things, which is totally cool, if you want it to. Whew, that one's bad. Overlapping is cool, or if you don't want to overlap it, don't. Okay, so I've got somewhat of a, you know, an action going around there that's all the same. Oh, excuse me. I think I'm going to put a little bit smaller of a circle out here, so it kind of connects those 2 circles, these 2 circles. So I need to go and I need to do it. I'm going to do it all the way around. Oh crud, what size was that? I do this all the time. Do something, then I forget what size I used. Ah, which one was it? There. Jeez, I should mark it with a Sharpie or something. Okay. So I'm using my little tick marks to make sure it's straight on the center line. Okay. Now I am not going to talk for a while. Ta-da! I bet you didn't think I could not do that. I'm going to just mess around with this. Draw in some circles, triangles if I decide to, whatever. I'll fast forward it probably because it might take a while. So just erasing the lines so I can see what I've got in my center thing here. Now you can erase the center, the lines in the center, but leave yourself a dot where the center of the page is so that you don't lose that. Because if you lose that, you got to start, you know, you got to do all that stuff over. So I'm just going to go to town here and see what I can accomplish. My plan is to do just circles. We'll see how that goes. Okay, talk to you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. Now, I should have said this at the beginning, but mandalas always end up looking like intricate snowflakes to me. And as you can tell, this kind of looks like a snowflake, huh? I'm going to turn off the camera while I erase all the extra lines, and then when I come back to put my color on, I'll turn it back off. Thanks.